Recording in progress.
B'Shena, welcome to Flashes of Light from the language of Jesus, which is Aramaic. We are looking at now session number 7, and we're discussing the non-sacrificial understanding of the cross of Jesus. It is a tremendous subject, and I'm going to pose the question that I asked earlier in the earlier sessions, but I'm going to word it a little differently. Does heaven demand the violent act of a blood sacrifice so that God can be compassionate and forgiving? None of this can be so. We need to understand what the cross truly represents. We need to perceive it as an act of love on the part of Jesus. The prophet from Galilee, Jesus of Nazareth, said that he willingly laid down his life. God never required this of him. Interestingly, human sacrifice, in particular child sacrifice, was one of the appalling abuses in the ancient world. The horrifying truth is that the history of religion attests to human sacrifice in a number of places. The Phoenicians, the Ammonites, the Moabites, people of Egypt, Canaan, and Greece practiced child sacrifice. However, historians inform us that it scarcely ever occurs in primitive religions, but almost exclusively in the higher and more developed regions and religions. Evidently, human sacrifice prevailed only for a limited period among the Semites, according to the scripture. What they did was animal sacrifices replaced human offerings. Nonetheless, animal sacrifice is also an abuse. If you read Exodus, the 22nd chapter and the 29th verse, you see about the animal sacrifices and the command that also that not only animals, but the firstborn male child in a Jewish, well, I shouldn't say Jewish, in a Semitic family. This is in the book of Exodus. And then he also provides a way for that child to be redeemed so you don't have to kill the child. Because once you offer the animal and you don't redeem the animal, you have to kill the animal. But there was made a provision for the firstborn boy to be redeemed. And that's in Exodus, the 34th chapter and the 20th verse, and basically chapter 13 and verse 13. Biblical laws sanction animals as a substitution, but this is precisely what the prophets were against. Animal sacrifices, even as substitution. Again, we need to understand the crucifixion as a voluntary act of love and self-sacrifice on the part of Jesus. He wanted no retaliation and no violent response to his horrible, unjust death. On the cross he cried out, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Jesus' death on the cross was not to appease God's wrath against sin. It was to become a symbol of love, self-sacrifice, forgiveness, and to bring an end to sacred violence. And this concludes our special talk on understanding the cross non-sacrificially.